Hello Internet, my name is Kris and I'm going to be doing a review video on the DLC The Tyranny of King Washington for Assassin's Creed 3. Now, as you may know if you watched my other preview video on Assassin's Creed 3, I'm a big fan of the series and I thoroughly enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3, as well as this DLC actually. Now, the story of the DLC, it takes place in what I believe to be after the main story. I'm not really sure if this is a fact or not, but someone else can decide that, I guess. So firstly I'm going to talk about the negative things, we can get that out of the way. Now, really the only bad thing I have to say about this DLC is the content. Because it seemed there was not much of anything else besides the storyline, which, it only amounted to 8 hours of gameplay across the 3 parts. So you could squeeze out all the content of these 3 parts, getting a maximum of perhaps 15 hours or something, until you would run out of fresh content, and then you would just sit back with, an exhausted game which you would probably stop playing at that point because there was nothing more to do. So in my opinion, the DLC was not worth the money if you had to buy all 3 together, because I mean the story was good and I really liked it, but I mean if you had to buy all 3 parts on PC, for example, you had to spend €28 for a maximum of 15 hours of fresh content, which I don't know, it doesn't seem enough to me. And but you can buy each part separately, so if you just want the last part, you could do that, of course. Now, if you have the season pass, there's nothing really to worry about, because then you get all the DLC for only €30, and that's again on Steam. And that would save you €15 if you had intended to buy all the DLC. So onto the positive aspects of this DLC, and something that will perhaps outweigh the negative parts for some people. And what I thought was the best thing about this 3-part DLC was the storyline. I mean, it was a complete 180-degree turn of what you knew from the main story of Assassin's Creed 3. In a sense that people who were your enemies before are your friends now, and vice versa. And this, along with the ancestor spirits of Cathon, or Connor, made for a very interesting story, which some even said was better than the main story of the game. I'm not really sure if I agree with that, but it was a good story. The second best feature of the 3-part DLC was the revival of the combat system, which, even though it was very complex, had gotten pretty boring for people who had completed the main story, me included. And the revival was done through adding ancestor spirits whose powers you could use at your disposal. There was the stealth of the wolf, the flight of the eagle, and the might of the bear. And each power was given to you throughout each separate part in the pre-mentioned order. So this meant that in the third and final part, you would have all 3 powers, and that would make you very, very powerful. So that was pretty fun in the end, I guess. Now, other miscellaneous things to mention is the fact that Connor actually talks about Edward Kenway, who is the main character of upcoming Assassin's Creed 4. He doesn't say much, but he ends it off with saying, "That's a long story for another time." And this really leads up to the next coming in the series, Assassin's Creed 4, which comes out November the 1st, somewhere around there, which I'm pretty excited for. Pirates, yay. Okay, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed this quick review, and I hope that it was helpful for people who were considering whether to buy the 3-part DLC or not. But of course, keep in mind, you can buy each part of the DLC separately and independently, and that means you don't need the other parts to support it. And this was all from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a feedback in the form of a like or a comment. And if you want more content from me, you can check out my channel. And that was it. Thanks for watching.